is Saturday, May 22nd, and the weather took an incredible dive yesterday. All of a sudden, it was super cold and super windy, and I didn't run at all because it was just so nasty and looked like it was threatening rain. Not that it ever did, but it was strange weather, and I took the night off mostly because of the weather and because I wanted to finish watching Atypical, a 3-season series on Netflix that I really enjoyed. Um, and so I'm trying to decide, do I try to make a long run to make up for the miles? Do I try to put in some extra runs, do some 2-a-days to make up for the missing run? I'm not sure. I mean, is it really essential? Probably not. It could be even harmful. When you miss a run, it's just a missed run. You cannot go back and recover that time. That day is gone. And so if you're doubling up on a day, whether it's run-wise or miles-wise, you're really changing the workload, and that can be ill-advised. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I really don't think I'm in any peril. I'm not anything close to getting any overuse injuries. We'll see what happens. Hello, it is Sunday, May 23rd. It's a beautiful day. Just finished a 7-mile run, just under 11-minute pace, so it felt good. Hadn't really settled on a topic, so I'm going to steal an item from the newspaper and draw some inspiration there. It was a poem published by a young Sacramento poet. And I will put a link to it. I don't remember her name or the exact title of the poem or anything from it, except that I was impressed by it, and it dealt with what her experience and life and learning during the last year's pandemic experience has been about. It was very good. So I will link to that somewhere, and I encourage you to read that, listen to that, although the recording was not great, a lot of highway noises, and sometimes authors, especially young and experienced authors, are not the best interpreters of their own work. I really liked it and encourage you to read it. I've been thinking a bit about poetry lately as I'm going through the Green Day countdown until our concert in the fall. So I think that might be worth thinking about and talking about this week, although I am not a great aficionado of poetry. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit about it more tomorrow. Hello, it is Monday, May 24th, and I ran late today because we were at a late track meet. Mickey finished her season as a sophomore. She ran a passable 1600 and then a very strong 3200 meter race, despite the very warm 92-degree weather and some occasionally breezy winds. She ran a great race, so it was nice to see her with a strong finish, and her team did well. And now they're looking forward to summer and getting ready for cross country. So today was Bob Dylan's birthday. I didn't know that when I decided to talk a little bit about poetry. Bob Dylan is, of course, quite a poet himself, though primarily a songwriter, and really brought poetry into music, sometimes quite literally. Learned today Leonard Cohen was inspired to write songs. He was just a poet before being influenced by Bob Dylan to try his hand at songwriting. Dylan, of course, strongly influential on the Beatles influential on everyone else. So happy 80th to you, Mr. Zimmerman, wherever you are. But poetry doesn't make me think of Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan makes me think of Mike Delp, and Mike Delp makes me think of poetry. Mike Delp was my English teacher in high school. He was quite a mentor. Much of the reason I teach English, the exclusive reason I went to Alma College. And he is quite a successful poet. I think he's probably, I would call him a good poet, but that begs a question. What does it mean to be a good poet, and what is good poetry? Because is it Robert Service? Is it Robert Frost? Is it Shakespeare? Is it, William Carlos Williams, my personal favorite? There's so many different types of poets and types of poetry, and what makes a poem good, what makes a poet good, I think is, I wouldn't say it's just lies in the eye of the beholder, but it does certainly depend on what resonates with an individual, and I think that varies widely among us. And I don't think we should play gatekeeper and decide, what's good or bad. The same with other kinds of literature, with other books. I think it's a good match for the listener, the reader, rather than structures we should define. But certainly, it holds a lot of importance to us, whether in song, whether in pure poetry. None of us grows up without being touched by the magic of language and how it can work with sounds. So I thank the Bob Dylans of the world, I thank the Mike Delps of the world, the Robert Services and the Robert Frosts and the Robert Penn Warrens and all the rest. I can't remember if Warren was a poet or a novelist or a journalist, but he was one of those guys. I don't know. I'll talk some more about this tomorrow. Hello, what is it? I didn't think about this. It's Tuesday the 25th of May. Just finished a 10K. Late at night, it's still 73 degrees at 10 o'clock, so I was avoiding the big heat of the day when it was pushing 100 degrees around. I was talking about poetry, and Mike Delp, who was my mentor, teacher at Grayling High School, and he was an Alma College alumnus, led to my going to Alma. And when I went to Alma, I was an English major, got associated with those Englishy types, and I wound up winning a creative writing contest with some poems, and I liked them, I enjoyed writing them, but when I won, it kind of made me suspect, because it was like, I'm no poet. I didn't feel like there was really anything magical or marvelous or mysterious or anything special about my musings. They were pale imitations of William Carlos Williams and I don't know, Zen poetry and strange things that I didn't know what I was doing. And they picked me as a winner, and it made me suspect. I was published, sort of, in a self-published chapbook made there at Alma College, which was nice. It was flattering. I won like $80 or $100 or something. And I think a copy might have been sent to the hall of the Library of Congress or something. But ever since then, I've viewed poetry as something that I like at a very lowbrow level, and so it makes it easy to appreciate pop music and pop songs and trash poetry and things that are not very literate. I try to appreciate real literature, but I still am not a fan of much T.S. Eliot. To me, it's always cut off from real life and too many ivory towers. But I don't, I don't regret or don't resent people who appreciate it. They just have a different sensibility than I do. So yeah, if you're in opposition to me and don't like what I'm saying, feel free to enlighten me with your favorite poems, the things that really touch your heart. But I have things that are special to me, but some are, some would be considered legitimate, and some of them are considered, I don't know, lowbrow. Poetry is a weird thing. I don't know what made me think to talk about it this week, because, like I said, I'm not an aficionado, so I'm talking about something I'm no expert in. But that's YouTube, right? I'll close up tomorrow. It is Wednesday, May 26th, the penultimate Wednesday of my school year, the last two Wednesdays that we have where we work remotely from home, so I can go out and run in the morning before work. One of the peak benefits of working remotely from home. So I did a 10K before work. I think the most important thing I can try to teach my students and tell you about poetry is to not let English teachers and schools ruin it for you. Don't do as America's poet laureate Billy Collins once said, you know, don't try to tie a poem down in a chair and beat it with a rope or hose to get the meaning from it. Let it resonate with you or not. Enjoy the poems you like. It doesn't mean, you know, you can't dig in and try to get to whatever depths they provide, but don't let school ruin them for you. I hope I've never done that to a student or a poem. Okay, talk to you again next time. It is still Wednesday. Came down to Mickey's practice. Thought I might as well run, although it was hot and it's kind of hilly and a little bit windy. So what do you expect? You're not gonna get a PR. Poems, I got nothing. I still think that I will never see a poem as lovely as a tree. Here's a lovely tree. I think I'm gonna go check out the shade under it. Okay, it is not Thursday. It has turned out to be a very good thing that I ran that extra run on Wednesday, because yesterday was Thursday, today's Friday, because I got very busy. Yesterday we had graduation ceremonies at Palm Springs High School where I work, and Mickey's track team for Redlands High School had their Citrus Belt League finals, and so there was a lot of running around, and I've still got another week of classes. Seniors finish early, and so I never actually got in a run yesterday to wrap up the week, so I'm giving you a pre-run for Friday that will make it in. And actually I had the vlog all ready to go except for the last event, or the last day of the week, and then that got messed up, so I don't know, I probably won't get this up till Saturday, till tomorrow. Sorry. And then I'll record afterwards and start the next week. So I'll be a day late uploading, but what am I gonna do? And yeah, I guess I wrapped up poetry enough. Maybe I'll talk about it again sometime when I'm more organized and have thought about it more. But I like it, but I think I said everything I wanted to say about it, other than maybe someday I'll present you with some of my gibberish. So it's Memorial Day weekend. Think about the time. And till next time, don't forget to be awesome, and I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.